It started with the sound of sirens, a flash of red and blue lights tearing through the night. Tires screeched, rubber burned against the asphalt, and a calm suburban evening turned into chaos within seconds. The suspect's car shot down the highway, weaving recklessly between traffic, while police cruisers followed close behind, their engines roaring in relentless pursuit. For everyone on the road that night, time seemed to freeze. Some drivers pulled over in panic. Others swerved desperately to avoid the speeding vehicles. And then, one moment, one mistake, one collision, changed everything. A civilian car, innocent and uninvolved, was struck in the madness of the chase. A life was lost, a family shattered, and the question lingered. Who is responsible? Was it the fleeing suspect who set everything in motion, or the officer sworn to uphold the law, who made the choice to chase at such dangerous speeds? Guilty or not, the night had begun quietly in a small Midwestern town. The streets were calm, lined with streetlights casting long shadows across closed storefronts. It was just after 9 p.m., the hour when most families settled into routines. Dinners finished, TV humming in the background, children tucked into bed. But on the edge of town, in a convenience store parking lot, trouble brewed. A man in his early 30s, restless and edgy, stepped into his beat-up sedan. Minutes earlier, he'd been accused of shoplifting inside the store. An employee had called the police, reporting that he'd snatched a handful of items before rushing out. It wasn't much. Snacks, drinks, maybe $20 worth of goods. But to the man, it wasn't about the items. It was about being cornered. When the first police cruiser rolled into the lot, lights flashing, the man panicked. Instead of stopping, he slammed his foot on the gas. The car lurched forward, tires squealing, as he tore onto the main road. The officer immediately followed. What should have been a minor theft was now escalating into something much bigger. As radio chatter spread across the precinct, more officers joined the chase. Soon, 3 cruisers followed the suspect's sedan down the highway. Traffic was light but steady. Families driving home, young couples heading to late-night diners, truckers hauling cargo. Each driver on that highway became a potential victim as speeds climbed higher and higher, 70, 80, 90 miles per hour. Inside the suspect's car, the world blurred past. His knuckles clenched the steering wheel, sweat pouring down his face. Every instinct told him to stop, but fear drove him faster. A criminal record already weighed on his shoulders. Petty thefts, a DUI, probation violations. He wasn't just running from this theft. He was running from years of mistakes, from the possibility of prison. Behind him, the lead officer made a split-second decision. We can't let him go. Stay on him. The chase continued. Drivers on the road that night described the scene like something out of a movie. A sedan weaving dangerously between lanes. Police cars tailing him. Sirens echoing against the concrete overpasses. Some said it was terrifying. Others said it felt unnecessary. That for a small theft, this much risk seemed reckless. And then, in the span of a heartbeat, it happened. A family of 3, driving home in their SUV, entered the intersection at a green light. The suspect's car, running a red, barreled through. The impact was instant and devastating. Metal twisted, glass shattered, and the SUV crumpled like paper against the force of the crash. In the chaos, one life was lost, a mother in the passenger seat. Her husband and child survived, injured but alive. The suspect's car spun out, smoke rising from the hood. Officers swarmed the scene, pulling him out, placing him in handcuffs. But as paramedics rushed to the SUV, the horror of what had happened sank in. An innocent woman was gone, her family broken forever. The community erupted in grief and outrage. Some pointed the finger squarely at the suspect. He had run, he had sped, he had caused a crash. But others questioned the police. Was the chase worth it? Over a handful of stolen goods, was it necessary to barrel down busy roads, risking innocent lives? Could the officers have disengaged, tracked him later, arrested him without endangering the public? The courtroom became the stage for this debate. The prosecution hammered the suspect, charging him with vehicular homicide, reckless endangerment, and resisting arrest. They painted him as a man who cared only about himself, whose selfish flight directly caused the death of an innocent woman. The defense, however, shifted some blame toward the police. They argued that officers escalated a situation that didn't have to be deadly, that policies in many states warn against high-speed pursuits for minor crimes. Had the officers disengaged, they argued, that family would be alive today. But there was another layer. The husband of the woman who died took the stand, his voice trembling with grief. He spoke not only of his loss, but of his anger. At the suspect, yes, but also at the system that allowed a shoplifting case to spiral into his wife's death. His testimony shook the courtroom, leaving many in tears. The jury deliberated. Was this a case of murder by the suspect or negligence by the police? Ultimately, the suspect was convicted of vehicular homicide. The officers were cleared of direct charges, though the department faced a civil lawsuit. But even after the verdict, the question remained. Did justice truly serve anyone here? For the family left behind, the verdict could not bring back their loved one. For the suspect, prison loomed, his life permanently derailed. For the officers, scrutiny and criticism lingered. And for the community, a haunting reminder remained that one chase, one decision, could unravel so many lives. So, what do you think? Were the officers justified in pursuing the suspect, doing their duty to uphold the law, even at great risk? Or did they cross the line into recklessness, prioritizing the chase over public safety? Guilty or not? For more chilling true crime cases, subscribe to our channel. Guilty or not?